Why is data ripe for disruption? Without getting too much in the weeds, what exactly does your company do on the cloud?
Well, good morning, John, and thank you for having me on the program. What Fungible is set to do is to revolutionize the economics, the reliability, and the performance of data centers at all scales and in all geographies. And the reason that it is time to do this is because of some of the really important trends that have been happening over the last 15 to 20 years. There is, of course, the flattening of Moore's law. There is the hyperconnectivity that the internet has brought. And of course, there's big data. And the confluence of these three things is bringing us to a data-centric world. And it is time now to invent a new kind of microprocessor. And this is exactly what we are doing. We're inventing something called the DPU to improve the economics, the reliability, and performance of data centers. That's what Fungible is doing.
Pradeep, how will that change the infrastructure here? And I guess how will that contribute to the rise of applications that maybe don't currently exist?
Well, so that's a really good question. Many, if not most, new applications are data-centric in that the amount of data that they ingest and they process is very, very large. And as a result of this change in applications, there's a new workload that we call data-centric. And in fact, what will happen, the change that we see happening in data centers will happen in the redefinition of what we call a server. So in 5 years, we expect 90+% of all servers to have DPUs inside. It will reflect in the way in which the networks are put together inside data center buildings. They'll be much flatter, much faster, much lower latency, much more predictable latency. The DPU will enable that. And finally, the global architecture of the way data centers are built will now include, or in the future include, edge data centers in addition to these massively scalable data centers. And the DPU is set to play a very important role in all three areas.
The thing about disruption, Pradeep, as you know, is that while you're disrupting, somebody else is being disrupted. So as you win, who loses? Is it Cisco? Is it data center companies? Who are you sort of pushing out by winning?
So this is a really important point and an important question, John. It's not a zero-sum game. Because of the emergence of this new kind of workload, which has been building now for 30 years, there's been some 600x increase in the ratio of I/O to compute. And this demands the invention of a new kind of microprocessor. We don't have any direct head-to-head competition. We will work in a manner which is completely complementary to the existing two kinds of microprocessors, which is Intel x86 and GPUs built by NVIDIA. And the DPU will be the third kind of microprocessor inside data centers.